Hey, welcome back to Literal Podcast. On today's episode, we will be talking about horror movies. Horror
Dun,
movies.
dun, dun.
Yes, bum bum bum. Horror movies. Why horror movies? Because we just love horror movies, of course.
Do we? Do we?
Well,
love
I
horror
personally
movies?
love horror movies.
I do as well.
Yes.
If you guys didn't notice.
I have respect for them, but I don't love them.
You don't
Yeah,
love
me
them.
too. No,
I
because
see.
I'm a scared.
You're a scaredy cat.
No, I'm not a cat. Scary dog. I don't know.
No.
But I don't like them.
Okay. What about you?
I don't like a lot horror movies, but I like watch them on Halloween, so that counts.
Interesting. Okay. Greg, care to tell me what your favorite horror movie is?
Friday the 13th Part 1 and Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1, I think.
Oh, really?
What about you?
Well, my favorite one has to be, of course, Halloween, the original one. Not the remake is pretty good, but it has a little bit of things that don't make too much sense
Yeah.
or just doesn't really.
The Rob Zombie ones?
No, those ones, the Rob Zombie ones, are just a completely different thing. I'm talking about the one that was like the remake in 2018, and then the 2021 or 2020 that just came out, I think.
The reboot?
Yes, the reboot, the one that is comes after the original ones.
Yeah,
Those ones are pretty good.
I agree with you. They're a good continuation without like disturbing too much the original.
Yeah. The reason that I like Halloween the most is because it feels like the most real one that is out there, because I don't like paranormal movies like ghosts or demons like that, because I don't know, a man with a mask holding a knife seems more realistic, you know, that's a possibility happening in real life.
Yes.
I mean, since we're in Mexico, it's gonna be
It's something else.
a man with a gun or something like that.
That's true. It's true. But I do like, that's the reason I like Halloween. It just seems more, like, realistic, I'd say.
I think that's the reason why I don't like Halloween.
You don't?
No, it's because it's too real.
Have you tried watching them?
Yeah, I watch it. But no, I don't like it. It's too real. It's something that can happen. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, that's why it's a horror movie. Because That's why it's
Yeah.
scary. It's supposed to be
Yeah.
scary. See what I mean? So now that I'm actually curious, what kind of horror movie is like that bugs you a lot? Is it the real person like with a mask, or is it like ghosts, monsters
That I don't like.
that you're scared of?
Yeah, those. I think everyone.
All movies.
All movies,
All
all
movies.
horror movies scare me.
Interesting. All right. Well.
Yes, me too. I think both kind of movies are very horrific for me. It's like I don't know, but I don't believe it. I don't doubt about ghosts and demons. So for me, both are very scary.
Interesting. I think, Greg, you have more movies to talk about, right?
Oh yeah, but to what we were talking about, in my opinion, like possession movies or like demon movies are like the ones that bug me the most. Like imagine like being possessed or like in front of someone possessed. Like I don't know why it scares me so much.
To me, it's not necessarily too scary, because whenever I saw Paranormal Activity, it was funny. It was really funny.
I mean, not those. I saw The Exorcist when I was like 10 years
Oh
old.
yeah, where the girl turns around her head and like starts puking or something.
Yeah.
That one's actually an interesting one, because during the production of it, weird things happened.
Yeah, a
like,
lot of people died.
a
and
lot
the
of
set
people
caught on fire
died.
like twice.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
it's real.
Yes.
The set was like somewhat haunted and all that.
Have you guys seen Poltergeist?
Yeah.
Like the production used in one scene they have like skeletons and they used real skeletons.
Shut up.
That-
And
That's a-
that kind of like cursed the movie, and the protagonist died in from an infection, I think.
Who know? Maybe it's a theory. Who knows? But it could be. It could not be true. If that's up for you to decide.
Could it be marketing for the movie?
No, if you
No,
want
I don't think
marketing,
so.
there's a good marketing. Have you ever seen the Blair Witch?
Yeah.
Have you seen the marketing for that one, like the
Yeah,
commercials?
and they were saying like
it was real. It's like real footage.
Yeah, found footage.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like it was shown in the movie theater or like on commercials. Like call this number if you've seen these 3 people that are missing and all that, and that's just it.
Until they came up with
I
the
haven't
second
watched
one.
that movie yet.
It's a pretty weird one. You might get a little confused because the camera is like if it was on a phone.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
like a point of view kind of like angle.
Yeah. Now what do I want to talk about? I actually want to talk about Leatherface. Have you ever? Well, the Chainsaw Massacre. You know the story behind that one, right?
Yeah.
You guys? You don't know the story behind that one?
A little bit.
He's actually pretty gruesome. You want to explain, Greg?
I forgot the name of the serial killer, but it's about a guy that lived in Texas, I think.
Like based on the real front, right?
Yeah,
Based on the real thing that happened.
yeah.
No.
And then he
Oh.
was just like a hardworking man. He lived in a small town, and then his mom died, and he became crazy. Like he started like having, I think, like schizophrenic attacks or something like that, and imagining things. And since he was like too obsessed with
His
his
mother.
mom, since she beat him up and she was like really religious and had him like really controlled, and when she died, he got obsessed, and he once went to like a refection store, and then he saw a girl who looked like her mom, like his mom, and he took her to his basement and skinned her alive, and then just like murdered her, and
Whoa.
made a lot of like glasses and a mask out of the leather of the skin of the girl.
Oh.
You hear that's not the scary part though. When his mother died, he actually went to her grave, right, and buried her. Well, I mean, dug her up, took her skin and everything, and put it on, and then put on her dress like they were at home, and pretend he was her mother, so he wouldn't feel so lonely. But that's what actually started a little bit to get more weird. People started missing, just like 2 or 3. But all the furniture that was made was robbed from the graves of the nearby people that were next to his mother, like lamps, chairs, desks,
Plates.
Yeah, if you saw the refrigerator,
Shut up.
there was
He even had like craniums like decoring his home.
yeah, and that was the real thing. Now in Leatherface, like the Chainsaw Massacre, it was way brutal. Are you okay? You look like you're a little sick right now.
She's
Oh my
shocked.
God.
You want me to tell them the plot?
Go ahead.
Well, the plot is about a group of like supposedly teenagers who are played by like 30-year-olds,
Yeah.
and they're like going on a road trip through the states, and well, they're going through Texas through a little town, and their car breaks down. So they were like gonna get gas, and they kind of fix it, and then a hitchhiker like tells them to like, can you give me a ride? And then they're driving through the road, and they see an old farm, and the hitchhiker starts acting all weird, and he murders himself.
Yeah.
So
Wait.
yeah, go ahead.
I was about to say, wait, didn't he also murder a girl?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I think it was an accident or a purpose. Like, oh yeah, I forgot. He murdered her, and then the camera went like inside her head, and then out. I forgot about that. That was pretty gruesome. You look really disturbed right now.
I am because, I mean, horror movies are okay, but when the things get too specific and too real, and then at the end of the movie there it says
Based on
based on real.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
That's the creepy part of horror movies
Yeah.
because you notice that it's based on real life or they are inspired. Maybe not the whole movie, but one part or one story inspired by someone who did something similar. Or like I think it was inspired by a real case of a clown who killed kids, something like
Oh yeah,
that. I'm not
I
sure.
mean not just the character, not the story.
Yeah, the
Joe
story.
and Daisy.
Yeah, there was a real clown killer out there that did those types of things. Pretty
And
bad
that's
stuff.
very scary because you know that evilness is in the real world.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think that's why I like better the movies, the horror movies on, supernatural things than on, I don't know, like Halloween or.
Realistic.
It's.
Things that came done by normal people.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because, for example, the the TV show American Horror Story.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I was freaked out by it.
No, American Horror Story isn't really scary.
Is it?
Sometimes horror movies are not that scary, but they are really creepy. I
For
don't know,
example?
like they make you feel a little bit disgusted.
Yeah, that's like the thing with slasher movies, which are like Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th. Like they're more gruesome than scary.
Yes.
That's like part of the genre.
Well, I would say Halloween isn't really gruesome because there wasn't any like death scenes that were extremely violent. It was scary because you never knew where he was, and you could just hear breathing.
I mean,
he could
yeah,
strike
the
at
first
any
time
moment.
you see it is scary, but like, after you watch like a lot of slasher movies,
Nah, you get used to it.
yeah, that's why people criticize them so much because they're so like repetitive and have the same tropes.
Yeah, and that's why usually remakes never really live up to their expectation.
Yeah,
How you guys get bored? I mean,
No, because it's like analyzing a book. You analyze the movie and see its flaws and see what works and what doesn't work, what could have been better and what ruined it.
yeah, like it's not scary anymore, but it's like watching it for the sake of being like like a cult movie, you know.
okay. It's because, for example, I've seen cases in which people need to see more gruesome stuff each time, like
No,
They-
no.
don't get enough. So.
I feel a little attacked. Are you saying something?
No.
No, I just like the story and how it's made, like the production value. I don't go out on the internet and like put like, for example, oh yes, dead bodies. No, that scares me. That's not cool.
Yeah, like what I like about like slasher movies, especially from the 80s, it's like the practical effects they use to like make the kills.
Exactly.
That's like a really cool because they don't use like any special effects. Like
No.
they use like a lot of props and like try to make the kills like seem real. Since most of them had like a really low budget, so
Yeah. For example, that's why I really like Halloween because the mask is actually based on a Star Trek character.
yeah, they just bleached the hair. No,
No,
they
they put
bleached
like
the face and painted the hair black.
yeah, it was pretty cool. And the actor that played Michael Myers, he was really funny. Behind the set, he was just like sipping on Coca-Cola or whatever, and they took a picture of that. He's just like, it's really funny.
Yeah, because in the first one, like a lot of the shots, the director had to put on the mask.
Yeah, like for example, in the opening scene, it's Michael Myers as a little kid, and you can see because it's really short, and he had a clown mask, and then the little hands too grabbing a knife, and I was like, see, that looks a little weird, but it's cool. it's a unique thing that wasn't really done before. That I think it wasn't really done before.
That's why it did so good at the box office, like all of those movies, because they just like less than $1 million to produce the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
For example, Friday the 13th Part 1 borrowed, I think $500,000, and it made like 20 times that.
Yeah. Good stuff. That's why we like horror movies.
Okay.
What about you? You said you were going to choose a topic, no, a movie.
Yeah, but I don't think it is anything related to what you have said.
It doesn't have to.
No, it's just horror movie.
I don't know. After what you say. I don't think this is a horror movie. Maybe it's just.
It's more like
suspense.
psychological.
Yeah, psychological.
It still works.
Just tell us about it.
Well, it is the movie of The Others. It is family that lives like far apart from the city in a valley. Maybe I don't know if it's a valley or not, or in the middle of the woods. I don't know. And there's a mother and two kids, and the kids are not allowed to be outside because they have this disease that they can be touched by the sun. I don't know. Yeah.
Allergic to the sun?
Uh,
Allergic to the sun?
yeah, allergic to the sun.
I've heard about that. It's a rare disease. I think it's a skin disease. Yeah, too much UV lights can damage the skin.
Yeah. Well, they can see the sun, so they are always inside. And then this couple comes to the house and say that they're going to be the ones helping in the house, like the maiden and the servants of the
Oh,
woman.
I know which movie you're talking about.
Yeah.
I was thinking of other movie.
Which one?
I forgot the name, but it was like the ghosts are trying to tell them that there's a killer in the house. That's
Oh, no,
that's
no.
another movie. Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that movie.
Yeah, so well, then some things start to happen in the house that like they
Things start moving. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, things start moving and the doors close by themselves and all that. So they start thinking that there are ghosts in the house. So they start like trying to not be scared of them. But at the end, there was like an exorcism in the house. Like I don't know how to say that, but in the end, they're the ghosts. Okay, so they're the ghosts. Spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
Everything
I
that
don't
was
know how to tell a story. I don't know
everything
how to tell
that
a
I
movie.
saw it, I can
but-
tell about it. So basically, the dad went to the. I forgot if it was it was the First World War, right?
Yes.
And well, they were kind of like traumatized because their dad just left.
Yeah.
And then, well, they're in the house, and since the dad is not there, the mom asks for help. So there's like a maid, and then
Mhm.
the other guy, I forgot what's his name. So they help the lady clean the house and take care of the kids, and she tells them that they cannot be in the sun, so they're in the room with the blinds closed.
Mhm.
And well, the story keeps going on about things like start moving, and then there's a kid like running around,
Yes.
and the children are like really scared. And once like some things start happening, and the mom finds like pictures of the people that are helping them, like are like old people and that
Yeah.
died a long time ago. So they're really freaked out. So they plan to escape the house, and well, they're escaping, and they're like, they think they're gonna chase them, and they don't chase them. So they're like, why don't you guys like chase us, or like, what are you guys trying to do to us? And they find out that they're dead.
Yeah, they're dead. And the kid that they were seeing and the thing that were moving was the new family that lived in the house.
Yeah.
So when they realized they were the ghosts, they were sad.
And now they have to take care of the house.
Yeah. They were sad because the mother killed them, right?
I think she did.
Yeah, the mother killed her.
After her
children.
dad ran away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big plot twist.
It is a weird movie, but it is really cool.
I don't know. It doesn't sound scary to me.
No, it's not
It is-
scary.
It is
Psychological.
scary. Yeah.
Because it's more like you don't know
Because
exactly
the things are moving and then there's like a close up to something and then it doesn't move and then the movie can't.
Yeah, like there's like a lot of like steps in the second floor, and things like that.
Yeah.
If you're talking about psychological movies, I recommend The Shutter Island. That's a good one.
Oh my gosh, yes, it is. Wow, I love that movie. I didn't.
I
It's
haven't
a
seen
good
it.
one. You should watch it. It's not horror. It's more psychological.
Yeah.
But it's really, really good.
Yeah.
But horror movies, guys. Anyways, actually, there's one that I'd like to talk about. Scream. That one is a little bit on the if it is a horror movie or not, because it's like based on the fictional movie within the movie about a killer that's Ghostface, but obviously they use that to kill people. They follow the movie. Like the whole movie is based on
I don't know.
the fictional within the movie. You get it? Like the killer that's not real. And they make it a real thing, but they use the cliches of horror movies like, oh yes, we're gonna scare you. We're gonna call you to scare you. You're gonna die and all that.
Yeah, I know about it. Well, actually, the genre of that movie is neo slasher,
Yeah,
which is like based, like you said, on all the tropes and cliches of slasher movies.
exactly.
And the movie begins by, I forgot the names. I'm very bad with names.
Yeah, me too.
But there's that, you know, the girl, you know who I'm talking about.
I think the one that's obviously making popcorn, right?
Yeah, the final girl, basically. And
Cindy. The final girl is called, like, the main character is Cindy, or is that one not the one you're talking about?
I'm talking about the one that gets a call.
No, I don't remember that one.
Well, she gets a call, and then the killer starts asking her like precisely like questions about all her slasher movies.
Oh yeah.
And if she doesn't answer it correctly, he's gonna murder her
What's your
while
favorite?
she's watching Halloween.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
She's watching
Oh.
Halloween one, and well, the killer is like based on like Michael Myers because like
It's a stalker type.
yeah, like Freddy Krueger, who is like more like supernatural. Like
Freddy
Green
Krueger.
Demon.
Yeah.
he's my favorite character from slasher movies.
I like him because he's got this swagger to him, you know? He's like,
He
he's a
makes
killer,
jokes.
but he makes jokes and he's like torturing them in their dreams and everything. Have you guys ever watched that?
Yeah.
Scream?
No, Nightmare on Elm Street.
No.
No?
You don't know Freddy
Like,
Krueger
some
parts?
parts, but
That's why I like him because he actually has a personality, like unlike Jason and Michael Myers, who don't talk. You know.
it's my mom's favorite horror movie.
Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yeah.
Really? Because my mom hated that movie. She was scared of it. She had nightmares.
My
I
mom
hated
loves-
it
loves horror movies.
when I was little.
I loved it. It was funny.
My dad had the whole like DVD collection. I threw it on the roof of my house because I was too scared of it. And now I love it.
My
cute.
mom loves a night. I'm sorry.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes, because she grew up watching those movies.
Yeah, I remember.
It's
So-
true.
So yeah.
You know, I just remembered. You know how this whole Johnny Depp situation is? I think Johnny
Yeah,
Depp made
Johnny
an-
Depp is in the
Johnny-
first one.
Yeah, Johnny Depp was in the first one. Spoiler? Should we say spoiler?
Yes.
Well, he dies in the coolest.
Yeah, in the
scene.
coolest
Yeah.
way.
Like Freddy Krueger comes out he's in his bed like chilling, listening to music and watching TV, and his hands like
Grab him and
Grab
pull
him,
him
like-
down. And then after that happens, guess what? He just disappears into the bed, and then all of a sudden you hear water, like, and then
Coming
blood
out, and
spurts
it's
out
blood,
and
yeah.
onto the roof. It just like
I actually know
remember
how
scene.
that scene
I
was
went to-
recorded.
I went to see that scene.
it's amazing. It's practical.
They
it's
had,
real.
Yeah, they had to like flip the whole room. Like they had to put like all the furniture in the ceiling, and like above the ceiling there was like a pool of blood, and then they just cut open the mattress,
And they
and
released it.
that's how the blood came out.
Yeah, it didn't like fall down. It kept like on
Yeah.
the ceiling.
Okay, I understand.
So they
Okay.
flipped
The
the
room.
shots, so it looked as if all the blood was coming from down up.
Mhm.
Yeah, you see, that's the cool thing. That's why we like horror movies, because like, how do they do that? It's like it's not just because we love to see them kill. No, it's like work was put into that. Like it's amazing.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
Now you
But-
think we're crazy.
No, I think it's a valid opinion, but
I mean,
it's a valid. Your opinion
those
is valid,
scary
but
movies
I
are not
I-
even
I
scary.
don't agree with it. I'm sorry.
Those movies are not even scary. Like
No, they're funny.
they're scary when you watch them as a child.
Yes, just like Chucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chucky is a joke.
I hate.
I mean, it's not a joke when you watch it when you were 7 years old.
I
It's
did. I
true.
did when I was like little. I don't remember what age, but it isn't scary.
Are you serious? I would always get scared. My brother would be like, "Oh, look out, Chucky's coming for you." And I'm like, no, I don't
It
want
was
it.
probably scary to us because we were the same size as Chucky.
It's
Maybe.
it's true.
And A Nightmare on Elm Street is a saga, right? Like it
Yeah.
has more
Yes.
It's like 9 movies
Yeah,
in the remake, which is
garbage. It's a bad one. Don't watch that one.
I wasn't planning on.
Go ahead.
she hasn't even seen the original one. Do you think she's gonna watch the remake?
It's true. Oh, disappointing.
I get scared too easily. Janelle knows.
Yeah, shout out to you now who's in the booth right now.
Yeah, so.
So, which other movies you guys want to talk about?
What do you think about The Conjuring?
The Conjuring? I forgot the first one. Like, there's a lot of like subplots that keep like
Yeah.
happening, but I like the second one.
I haven't seen the second one.
It's more about like demonic possessions and stuff like that.
But technically,
okay.
aren't those movies based on real things too?
Supposedly.
Yeah.
The-
okay, yeah.
The two people that perform all those things are
The
real
Warren?
people. They're real people.
Yeah, the Warrens.
Yeah.
I know.
It's actually pretty interesting. But when I see the movies, they were boring. I did not like them.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, I wasn't scared of the Conjuring one.
No.
So-
I
Have you-
remember. Go ahead.
Have you guys seen Jeepers Creepers?
Yes. That movie is just. I don't even know how to describe it.
You didn't like it?
It was interesting. It was disturbing because of the things Jeepers Creepers did, like take off the eyeballs and put them on him. So every 20 years or something, he has to replace a body part with someone else's body parts.
It was dope, actually, to me at least.
It was
It
interesting.
was scary since I watched it when I was like in 5th grade. So, motherfucker's ugly.
really ugly. Are you okay? You look really disturbed. It's like you don't want to be
Yeah.
in this episode right now. What do you think? Freddy Krueger's gonna come out and steal you or
no,
something?
No.
You're not asleep.
Oh my god.
Oh well, if you don't know, like you have to be Freddy Krueger. Like is a dream demon, so he's in the dreams of the.
I believe in demons.
You do?
Yes, I do.
I think Axel needs
Are
to
you
I
take.
don't
saying-
believe in ghosts, but I do believe in demons because they are real.
How do you know? Are you
Because
one?
I've seen them.
Okay,
How?
now we're judging you now.
Oh yeah, now I'm the crazy one.
Yeah.
How so?
No, I won't talk to you.
Come on, it's a horror episode. You
Not
have
in the
to.
podcast though.
Why not?
Cause
Is it
it's
scary?
private stuff. Cause I don't want to be
Exposed.
known as the crazy one.
Come on.
Oh, so you're saying we're the crazy ones?
Yes, you are.
Oh, we're the marked ones then. Okay.
But ghosts are not real.
Are
Why not?
not
There
real.
there are demons that dress up as ghosts.
And why you say that ghosts are not real but demons are?
Cause
Tell us now. We're intrigued.
Yeah, now we are intrigued.
let's
Because
talk about Casper. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
It's, wow, okay, yeah.
It is a ghost. Okay, so that was all for this podcast.
Come on.
No.
Hey, it's not over yet.
Okay,
Tell
you're gonna tell us in the picnic.
Okay.
All right.
Now the people know there's going to be a picnic.
Come
Oh,
over
they
to the
already know.
picnic.
Well, by the time they hear this, it's already over. Sorry, guys, we didn't leave you any
It's gonna
pizza.
be the other semester when you guys listen to this, I think.
Oh.
Hmm.
Okay.
So anyway, so I was telling you about Freddy Krueger. Like in order for him to kill, he has to be in his victim or
Keep going. I was just wanting to tell
his
you.
victims have to be asleep. So that's the scary part. Since when I saw it first when I was like 7 or 8, and I didn't want to sleep for like a week because I thought he was gonna kill me.
Poor thing.
And I had nightmares with him. Like I was in a cabin and he was chasing me. And now I love Freddy Krueger. So
I actually
Now
want,
it's your
now I
favorite.
want to talk about something.
go ahead.
Jason versus Freddy. Have you seen that movie?
I have.
What do you think about it?
Well, do you remember the first scene?
Yes, I do.
A lot of sex in slasher movies, huh?
That's
I thought
what
it
they
was a
said.
parody.
That's
No.
not a parody. It's an official thing.
Like, I'm gonna tell. I just like tried doing the first part of a thesis about slasher movies, so I already know the plots. Like there has to be like a final girl, which is the one who survives or the last that's killed, and then the killer hates premarital sex.
It's
You have to be
true.
married in order to have sex for
Yep.
him not to kill you. Like a lot of kills are like right after teenagers just had sex or when they're having sex.
Mm-hmm.
What else? The black person dies first.
It's true.
That's racist as hell.
It's really
Or the
racist.
Asian or the Latino.
Yeah, stereotypical stuff.
And then the blonde girl dies in the most stupid way, like she trips or like runs inside the house instead of going out the house.
Yeah, that's why they say the blonde one is the dumb one.
Yeah. And then the jock
Oh yeah.
always like dies stupidly, but he's the strong one.
Yeah. Actually, talking about those cliches, have you seen the Cabin in the Woods?
Oh yeah,
That's
Cabin in
the
Woods.
one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Cabin in the Woods, like that's like the main topic of that movie.
They're supposed to sacrifice them in those cliches.
And though in that order, in order for like there's like monsters like inside Earth that if
Gods.
yeah, gods. If the ritual doesn't go according to the plan, they're gonna kill everybody on Earth. Actually, Chris Hemsworth is in that movie. That's the movie that made
For
him
real?
famous.
Yeah, that was his first role, wasn't it?
I think it wasn't his first role, but it
Oh.
was his first. Like,
that made him popular. It's
yeah.
true. Oh, should we spoiler how he goes out or nah?
Oh, it's kind of
I think
epic,
by
isn't it?
now-
It's really fucking epic.
He's like, I'm gonna get help from the police department. And he gets in a
On a dirt bike.
on a dirt bike, and then he jumps off a cliff, and then he's gonna get to the other part. Like there's like
He's like gonna make it like yes.
and there's like a screen, not
Like-
a screen, like a
like
field,
s-
a force field.
Yeah, like technology, and it just crashes into it, and he burns up, and he falls down. Boom, boom.
It's like the government has to sacrifice people in order for humanity to keep going on.
Yeah, and they use like for example like the girl from it's not the girl because it's like based on it, but like the Grudge or like the girl from the Ring,
Yeah, they use zombies too.
zombies,
Like
clowns.
they use like a Leatherface type of guy.
Yeah, it's really cool because they get to choose the way they die.
Yeah,
Oh, well, maybe.
you should
I
watch
like
this. Like
that.
that's not scary. But
It's not scary. It's like full of cliches and funny because you're like, oh, I know how this goes because that's the guy that smokes weed.
Yeah.
That's the jock. That's the blonde. That's the virgin. And then the yeah.
That's a black
and there's
guy.
screams headphones
Exactly.
on.
And the jug wasn't even a jug. Like
No, he was really smart.
yeah, that like when they get into the cabin, like they start like smelling hormones.
It was like some sort of drug, and they were like,
Yeah.
like I remember Chris was like, okay, guys, stick together, don't split up. They're gonna get us. And then like he gets hit by the guy, so like actually,
split
we
up.
should split up.
Yeah.
Come on, let's split up. And the guy's like, are you guys not listening to this? And like,
They-
yeah, let's do it.
They were forced into being like the trope.
Yeah, it was funny. It was really funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a question.
Mm.
If your life was a horror movie, which stereotypical character would you be?
I would be the nerd actually. I think.
The nerd?
I'm the dork.
Yeah, same.
I'd be
It's the same thing.
The dumb blonde.
Me too.
The,
Dumb brunette, but but I'd be
the one that dies in the stupid way.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
tripped.
Yes, me
Yeah.
too.
I tripped.
Absolutely. I will be the dumb blonde girl because I'm not really good. I don't know, like
I'm not gonna thinking.
Ring or
Thinking.
no,
Yeah.
it's like if I see someone who's trying to kill me, I will run, but I will I
You'll
don't know
freeze?
fall or something very
Yeah.
stupid. So
Probably
Yes.
I will kill myself by accident. So yeah.
you don't even need a killer.
Yeah. I will kill myself.
So, did you guys watch Carrie,
Yes, I watched
the original one or the remake?
yeah, both.
Both.
Yeah. The original is just a masterpiece. I
Definitely.
loved it.
It is.
I loved it very much. I want to be Carrie.
You what?
Someone just farted in the other room.
I think so.
Someone just did.
See, this is why we need soundproofing, people. What was I gonna? I was actually gonna talk
Oh
about.
yeah, I was just gonna say that Carrie came out in 19 '76,
Yeah.
which is just 2 years after the book came out, the Stephen King book.
Oh,
Yep.
that's
And in
cool.
the credit card, the intro of the movie, they actually spelled the name of Stephen King incorrectly. They spelled it Stephen like
With
Okay,
an
S
E?
T E V E N
Uh-huh.
instead of S T
Stephen.
E. Stephen.
That's funny. But yeah, that movie it's so cool. I mean, all the red color in the throughout the movie. I think
It's got a style to it.
Yeah.
Really good style.
Well, it's like a premonition to Carrie's rage.
It
Like,
is.
what's gonna happen?
Yeah, like
It's-
a foreshadow.
It's a main theme.
foreshadowing, and
Mhm.
that's actually the name of the sequel of that movie, Carrie's Rage,
Oh,
and that's really bad.
haven't seen it though.
Well, yeah, the director is Stephen De Palma, and well, I like the movie because like it relates to like in the late '70s. What's going on?
I was making fun of you. Continue.
That's rude, huh?
I don't even know what's going on.
In the late '70s and early '80s, there was something called Satanic Panic, which was religious people calling everything satanic, like everything weird. So that's why the mom acts like that in the movie.
That just reminds me of Stranger Things
Yeah.
now.
There's
Shut up.
like what's the name of
Dungeons and Dragons?
no the dog guy,
The dog?
the dog guy, the basketball player.
Steve?
No,
Or-
the basketball player.
Oh, you mean the...
Shut up, guys.
Now I'm
I'm
gonna
serious.
take revenge on you making fun of me.
No, it's because you were reading. You were reading the facts on the movie.
Well, I had to write them down. I cannot memorize them. Yeah, anyway,
I forgot the guy's
That
name,
was
but the new
funny.
one,
yeah,
right?
like there's a satanic panic portrayed also in Stranger Things, like the Hawkins, like to the paranormal things that happen. They claim it to be satanic and they want to go after Eddie.
It's true.
That's it. I'm not
That's
gonna
it.
spoil it.
The theme is just the Stranger Things 4 theme is like Satanism or like that religious stuff.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, yeah, the mom's like really like super religious, and then Carrie has
I'm hungry.
Carrie
I want
ha-
pizza.
Carrie has her first period, and then the mom's like, you're sin, and she starts being like hyper religious. Don't you remember that? Like
I don't
after
remember that.
Carrie has her first period,
Oh,
she
yes,
tells-
yeah,
she
yeah.
says like, "Mom, why didn't you tell me?" That's because it's a sin, and she starts being all crazy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
She says something that God was punish her
yeah,
or
God
something.
was punishing the mom because she had sex with Carrie's dad and she liked it, so she was made with sin.
Oh god.
But she was married, right?
Yeah, after marriage, so it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Hold
I don't know,
on.
but the second movie, I mean
The
Carrie-
remake.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
No.
I mean, I
It
just
was
liked it because of
Weird.
Chloe Grace.
Yeah,
Moretz.
Chloe is
She's pretty.
mommy, but
Mommy.
but I think the movie wasn't that great.
Well, yeah. The first movie is actually kind of funny. When Carrie has her first period, everyone like the girls in the locker room start throwing tampons at her,
Yeah.
and they say, "Plug it up, plug it up."
Okay, now I'm comfortable.
A little weird, but okay.
I mean, it was the '70s, so
That's true. Bullying back in the day was really bad.
well, anyway, the plot starts going on with the bullies. Like, they start like trying to plan a joke towards Carrie. Like, her boyfriend's gonna take her to prom because she was banned from it because she was bullying Carrie. Do you remember what happens?
No.
Well, the boyfriend of the mean girl, the girl that bullies her, tells her boyfriend like, take Carrie to prom and because we're gonna prank her, and they dump a bucket of pig blood. No,
Oh,
pig blood. Yeah.
Pig blood, yeah. it's
They actually like
really
murder the pig, like they chop his head off.
For the movie?
No, I mean in the movie, I don't know if
I don't know if that was real.
Okay.
Yeah, and then well, when they dump it, everyone like Carrie has like some like. She thinks that everyone's laughing at them, but that's not the truth. Like she's just traumatized by all the bullying that she went through,
Mhm.
and then
She
well,
gets
she's
revenge.
yeah, she gets revenge. She's with her telekinesis power. She starts killing everyone.
That's
A
dope.
teacher gets like chopped in half by a board,
Oh yeah.
and then everything caught on fire. Yeah,
Yeah, that was great. I think. Yeah.
like even the teacher who was nice to her
Yeah.
gets
But
murdered.
it's because she doesn't.
She wasn't in control.
Yeah, she.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then she proceeds to go home.
I'm really hungry. Sorry.
She proceeds. No, it's okay. She proceeds to go home, and then she's with her mom, and then she's like just rinsing the blood off in the bath, and then the mom's like, "I'm gonna kill you," and she starts stabbing her with the knife,
Yeah.
and well, Carrie takes revenge, and she crucifies her with knives.
But nice. Yeah. I remember.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm sorry. That religious part that you said about society and everything makes more popular. Well, made more popular different movies that are not that scary, but they have satanic elements, like Rosemary's Baby. It is about a sect, basically. Spoiler alert. Like
I mean-
she gets pregnant by the devil, and she has like the devil's baby, but it's because her husband belongs to this sect, and this satanic sect, that even her neighborhoods like inviting him to have success, and that's the reason why she has this baby, and the baby is like a demon inside of her.
Like the Antichrist?
Yeah.
It
Oh,
is.
we put up the scene.
Yeah, so, and it is not that scary. It is a little bit creepy, but
I mean, would you not be scared if you were giving birth to the
I mean,
Antichrist?
I think that it's not
Yeah,
scary to us
but-
anymore because we have seen so much of the same thing.
yep. But it is like by the time it was in 1968, the movie. So maybe for that reason, it's like a classic horror movie because it was really new.
You know, thanks to those kinds of movies like Carrie and all that, we have a lot of good shows or movies that are released now. For example, Stranger Things. I think 11's powers are based off the Carrie.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
And then, well, if the villain is based on Freddy Krueger,
It is.
that's okay. That's okay.
I'm just
wor-
really
don't
hungry
worry
right
about
now. I
it.
want some pizza.
Don't worry about it. I have a couple of fun facts about Carrie.
Oh yeah.
There were 73 kills in the movie, and John Travolta plays a bully.
I'm sorry, there were 73 kills in
Yeah.
the movie? Like in the movie or?
No, in the movie.
Like
Okay.
in the story, no.
Yeah, in the
Okay.
story,
not in
not,
real
not in
life.
the set.
Okay.
And then John Travolta plays a bully in the movie.
John Travolta?
Yeah,
I didn't remember that.
yeah. He plays like the guy that drives a red Mustang
Yeah.
who tries to run over Carrie.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah, that a lot of like
That's
Chris
nice.
Hemsworth, Johnny Depp, John Travolta. A lot of people like kickstart their careers in the horror movie genre.
I just, when I think of John Travolta, I think of Grace. I can
Or
imagine
Pulp
him. in-
Fiction.
Yeah. I don't like Pulp Fiction.
You didn't like
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction?
She doesn't like horror movies. She makes fun of me.
She doesn't. No. Pulp Fiction. That was a great movie. You didn't like that one?
I haven't watched Pulp Fiction.
I didn't.
You
I'm
should.
sorry. Don't watch it. It's too boring.
Since you guys asked about if they killed the pig for the movie, they didn't. But in Friday the 13th part one, there's like since it's a camp in the middle of the woods, they had a snake that was in the cabin
Oh
of the counselors, and they chopped it, and they borrowed it from someone who had it as a pet, and the guy who was like, "Oh yeah, you can use my snake just to record it." He didn't know they were gonna kill her. They killed the snake. They killed the snake.
Snakes are cool. I had
Yeah.
one as a pet.
And another fun fact, the Jason Voorhees jump scare, was kind of like a ripoff of Carrie's jump scare. Like, you know, like in the final scene of Carrie, like her bloody hand like comes out the grave.
Yeah.
Since Jason Voorhees comes out the lake to kill the final
Oh
girl
yeah.
in the last scene. So that's kind of like, I don't. Are we out of time? Okay, so that movie, like Friday the 13th, the director didn't have a story or a script or anything. He just had the title, and that's how he got the budget to make the movie. So he just hired a screenplay writer, and they started writing the movie, and then they recorded like in like a year. So it was like really precipitated, and then like the director was like to the screenplay writer, like, just take like the plot from Halloween, like a stalker, since in the first movie Jason is not the killer, it's his mother, Pamela Voorhees. So it's like a point of view like shot of the camera. So they ripped that off of Halloween, and then they also ripped some stuff off from Carrie, which is the final jump scare, and from Black Christmas too, which is considered to be the first slasher movie.
They just take a lot of inspiration from other movies and
Yeah.
create their own thing.
And it's actually, I think, the most like important movie. Like that kickstarted the whole genre, besides Halloween.
Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
I think
Because-
Oh, sorry. Really.
When you think of a killer, who do you think? Who do you think of?
Well, first of all, Michael Myers, but Jason Voorhees as
Yeah.
well.
Jason Voorhees, because he has the hockey mask and the machete.
Like that's why I said it's iconic. Those are the ones
Yeah.
that are iconic because you see a hockey mask, you see a white mask, you already know it's them.
Like in the Simpsons, they reference it in like other movies when someone gets scared by someone wearing a hockey mask.
Yeah. Yeah. You okay?
Yes.
Axel seems confused.
I thought Jason and Michael
We're the same.
were the same. Yeah, that was before I watched Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, before that I thought Jason and Michael were the same people,
So
the
yeah.
same person in the same movie.
No, they're not.
No,
No.
they're different.
Well, actually, in Stranger Things, Max, you know who's Max, right?
Yeah, she wore.
Max, in the Halloween episode, she wears a Michael
Michael
Myers
Myers mask.
costume. Well, I have a final comment for those Stranger Things fans. If you haven't watched the fourth season, you should. And if you like horror movies, you're gonna see a lot of references in the fourth season. And Axa, you should watch it for next week.
Yeah,
Please
I
do.
will. I will.
Please do, so we can talk about it.
Yes.
Okay, so this is it for the third episode of Literal Podcast, a production of Literal Ink Journal. Please make sure to check out our journal issues. You can participate by submitting your poems, short stories, essays, drawings, and original photographs. Shout out to Campus Virtual from Watch and teacher Ivan Rodriguez for helping us create this podcast. This has been Literal Podcast. Thanks for listening.